Hello and welcome to Made in Manitoba, half an hour dedicated to celebrating Manitoba's musical talent.
One of the reasons I love this program is because of the variety we get to hear. We may all live in one province, but the different musical tastes and styles is quite vast.
Today we will hear the jazzy sounds of Katrina Van Humbeck and songs from her album Blue and Beyond. That's on the way after this.
Good afternoon and welcome to Made in Manitoba, our chance to feature musicians who are doing what they love right here in our province. For today, we're featuring Katrina Van Humbeck. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's great. Thank you, Jayme, for having me on your show.
Now,
I appreciate that.
Katrina, you have been working really hard in the past couple of months or even beyond on releasing an album. Is this your very first album?
Yes, this is my debut album called Blue and Beyond, and it's a story of longing, love, loss, and beyond. And it's kind of funny because it became a story later on when I started creating this album in June of 2016 when I started writing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't written with the intention of it being a story, but one of my producers, Jonathan Alexiuk, and my family members would say to me, these songs sound like they belong in a story, like a musical, and they recommended to me, have you considered putting it into a story? And then after all the songs were created, I looked it over and I thought, you're right, it actually does sort of fit into a story. So that's a confession. After the fact, I put it into a story, and it just seemed to flow.
Wow. So are these all songs written from your life experiences?
They're not all from my life experiences, no. A number of them come from some life experience. Many of them are from listening to the jazz greats and trying to emulate what they've done. Mm-hmm. And so some of them are from life experiences from other musicians and just life in general, I guess you could say. But I would say that my true inspiration really started with the death of my mom, February 25th, 2016. And this interview, actually, it's neat. That just took place. It's a year ago, just past Saturday, that my mom passed away. And I attribute the true inspiration to starting all this from my mom's passing. And I dedicated this album to her and to my family.
Oh, how wonderful. And Katrina, when we think about your musical roots and what has been important to you in the past for you to grow in music, I know you have roots in the church, but where did it kind of all start for you, where you discovered you had a special gift of singing?
It all started when I was 14 in school. I guess I like to say that I was captured by music and musical theater when I was 14 in junior high. And I just started involved in musical theater and in singing there. And then I was rooted in my church as well. And so my roots do go to gospel and spiritual and classical. And then I did go to study classical when I went into my BA honors degree in theater and music performance, and then later on into my Bachelor of Education in Music and Theater.
Wow. So right now, you're actually consistently teaching music, right?
Yes, I am. I'm really fortunate. I've had a teaching career that involved being both in the private school and the public school, and I'm back into private Christian education again, where my 3 sons attend, and I just love that. It's an awesome experience for me to be able to do that, to work where my kids are, and also to be able to teach music. And that's part of where my love affair with jazz started too, is as a music educator 20 plus years ago, directing vocal jazz groups throughout the years. I just grew to really love jazz, and so that's where a lot of this passion for that came, is teaching it to kids and listening to it and just loving it as well.
Wow. Now, Katrina, I've often thought that as a singer, you're only as good as the people you play with, and I often try to find people that I think are better than me in order for myself to grow as a vocalist. I know that you have worked with some amazing people as well that I'm sure caused some growth in your voice too.
Oh, absolutely. I give a lot of credit to some different music educators in my life, of course. My choral teacher in high school, I just love her so much, Marion Hart. She's a Winnipeg-based singer, educator as well. I went on to then study with Marge Coop, who I was at my concert on the weekend, and last Wednesday, and I was just so delighted to have her feedback, and that she just came out to support me. Mel Baron through the University of Manitoba had a huge effect on me vocally as well. Yeah. And I continue to study piano along with Mel Coop, a local piano teacher and accompanist. And I currently take jazz stylistic training with Helen White, who was one of my producers as well for my album.
just a man wooing, just choosing our own melody. Let's just fall in love when we sit together singing. I can almost hear the church bells ringing, dreaming of a little home for two. Planting me a garden where the flowers are in full bloom. Walking hand in hand like a sweetheart soft in the Let's just fall in love, me and you and me. We'll make our own special family. Just living life together in perfect bliss. Just singing all in harmony. Let's just fall in love. You'd be so easy to love. Oh, you'd be so easy to love. My dream come true. My Prince Charming. Can't you just picture it now? Me loving you and you loving me. It's as natural can be. You and me. Let's just fall in love. Let's just fall in love. Let's just fall in love.
That's Katrina Van Humbeck, a jazz singer and music teacher from Winnipeg.
Today we're focusing on her debut album, Blue and Beyond.
We often hear from the musicians how an album or a music career or performance doesn't happen by the hand of just one person. It takes a team. We will hear more about Katrina Van Humbeck's team and her album release concert after this.
Hey there, sister, can you see? I got a man just right for me. When things get broken and they don't work at all, he comes to my rescue with his hammer and a saw. He's my magic man, Mr. Fix-It, you see. My magic man, he gets things all done for me. No top hat, no bunny, no wand will you see. Just a lot of magic. magic man. No tuxedo, blue jeans are fine. He's busy working all of the time. But when he's done, it's well after 3. There's plenty of loving left over for me. He's my magic man, Mr. Fix-It, you see. My magic man, he gets things all done for me. No top hat, no bunny, no wand will you see. Just a lot of men doing things for me. He's my magic man, my magic man, ooh, my magic man. When I'm in trouble, don't know what to say, need help on the double, my man, he always saves the day. When I'm in trouble, I don't know what to say, need help on the double, my man, he always makes a way. He's my magic man, Mr. Fix-It, you see. My magic man, he gets things all done for me. No top hat, no bunny, no wand will you see. Just a lot of men doing things for me. He's my magic man, my magic man, ooh, my magic man.
Just in terms of my album, I do give a lot of credit to 3 integral individuals. That without these 3 musicians, I would not have an album. Jordan Jacques was my recording studio artist. He mastered my music, and I recorded at Tailored Recording Studio. Jordan Jacques, just an amazing artist and sound engineer. Helen White, as I previously mentioned, is a jazz stylistic vocal coach and a jazz performer in Winnipeg. She was one of my producers. And Jonathan Alexiuk, of course, was involved heavily in terms of finding the musicians that played on my album. He helped me tweak my arrangements throughout, my pianist, and just an incredible musician. and my other producer. So those three individuals were just integral in making this album happen. I'm just indebted to them and so very grateful.
Oh, and it sounds wonderful. So, Katrina, let's talk a bit about your concert. Who did you share the stage with when you presented your album release?
I was so blessed to have 10 different musicians on the stage with me. And it all started with I had my pianist. I had two different piano players during the course of the evening. Jonathan Alexiuk kept the keys going and was maestro for the evening. Melody Coop later came on the stage as a pianist along with my vocal baritone, who I had the privilege of doing duets with, Fen Bueller. He just auditioned for the School of Music this past week, and I just wish him all the best there. He's just a beautiful singer. Yeah. I was fortunate to have Dr. Richard Gillis on trumpet, who, of course, is the chair of the brass at the University of Manitoba. Neil Watson was on saxophone and just an amazing player. And I had a string quartet comprised of Daryl Strain on violin, first violin. Sarah Harrington was on second violin. I had Natalie Dawe on cello, and John Sellick was my violist. And then, of course, I had Sean Burke on bass, and Patrick Barrios was my drummer. And so with this dream team of musicians, I just had a blast. I note at one point the song that I dedicated to my mom called I'll Watch You Go, when I was singing it and performing it, and the string section just came in full on at one point, I just felt like I was taken to a different place. It was almost like a heavenly experience on earth when that happened, and it was just the most amazing experience having these incredible musicians playing along with me. At one point I thought, wow, this was just the most awesome experience ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, for those who have listened to your album now, maybe through our program or otherwise, and they would like a copy, if they're moved by your songs and would like a copy, where can people get their hands on your album?
Well, currently, the hard copy of the album is through me at the moment. I will be looking to drop it off at different local music stores throughout, including McNally Robinson and so forth. It is, however, available on iTunes and the Google Play Store. If you look on iTunes and then go to Katrina Van Humbeck, the album Blue and Beyond will come up.
Wonderful.
Yes, so very, very exciting.
Yes, it is exciting. Katrina, congratulations on releasing your debut album. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about when it comes to your music, yourself, your album, anything?
Well, I wanted to just say that in terms of future, I just really give God all the glory for bringing the right people into my path when I needed that. And I just look to Him for a direction of where to go with all this. I'm hoping to have many performance opportunities, both locally and otherwise, if they present themselves in terms of promoting my album. And I just really give a lot of credit to my family and my supporters and my friends, and just that I really do look at having my those big pieces in my life of being my faith, my family, my fitness. Yeah. I find fitness to be a really big piece in the puzzle of being a musician, being an artist. And I like to strike a balance there. I know a lot of, and even I tell my students too, as they say, oh, well, I'm an athlete. I don't do music. And I say to them, fitness as a musician is equally as important as being an artist, because out there on the stage and out there performing, we have to take care of this body that God's given us and take care of it, be fit, and so I really believe a lot in having that fitness piece going on, and of course, and the faith as well. So thank you so much, Jayme. I so appreciate this opportunity to speak with you about my music, and I just hope to be able to share it with a lot of people.
Well, it is our pleasure to feature you on our program, and I wish you the best in the future. Katrina, thanks so much for joining us.
And thank you so much again, Jayme. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Katrina, for being our guest on Made in Manitoba. Katrina Van Humbeck and her album Blue and Beyond.
If you know of someone we should feature on the program, email us, Michelle, Jayme, Chris at goldenwestradio.com.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, you can listen to past episodes of Made in Manitoba on our radio station blog page. I'm Chris Sumner, along with Jayme Giesbrecht, Michelle Swatsky, and our producer, Clint Clausen. Thank you for listening.